Bonjour à tous les amis, bienvenue sur direct et quelques sur YouTube pour les rediffusions. Retour de Grèce, épisode 2 dans le week-end sans live des épreuves du dimanche 15 décembre 2024. Et oui, c'est parti les gars. Directement. Est-ce qu'on m'entend directement? Les amis, c'est parti. Tac, on a commencé rythme de Grèce. Ah merde, attendez. Sauf que c'est pas le bon logo que j'ai mis là. C'est pas le bon logo, les gars. Hop, hop, merde. Ce PC. Hop, voilà le bon logo, les gars. Oui, des fois le logo, il y a un problème avec le logo des fois. C'est-à-dire que quand je mets le logo d'origine du jeu, et on remet l'ancien logo que j'ai joué au jeu d'avant directement. Donc c'est un peu chelou. Ça m'arrive très souvent ça. C'est parti les gars. Nous allons directement lancer le jeu. Alors ce jeu est très sombre hein, les gars. Ce jeu est très sombre. On est 3 de 7 Le Mans 2024 12 14 9h11 45. Alors, on s'arrêtait directement. What?
Do you know if the pod system has stops along the way?
It does not. We are arriving at the track terminus now.
Okay. Donc on s'est arrêté ici. Ah, à chaque fois la souris elle bug.
This looks like a settlement. Can't believe how well preserved it is.
You think people could be alive in there? You should really consider thinking
On
before
peut
you
ni
speak.
courir ni sauter ni
And then
s'accroupir,
consider
on
not
peut juste
speaking.
interagir avec
Logic.
les-
As long as life support is functional, it's not entirely impossible that someone's taken up here.
Or they could be zombies.
Well,
Ça
that
va être
settles
moins
it.
sombre,
I'll disable
aujourd'hui.
PAL now.
Don't you dare. We might need him.
Ooh, more buttons.
Alors,
You really
Il
are
doit
unburdened by intellect, aren't you?
What's the pattern here?
It's the Latin zes.
Huh?
Right, slower processors. You might call it a backwards Z or Z. And you'll need to make it the full width and height of the panel. Just having Pal running in the background is making us all a little stupider. Honestly, do you know what backwards is?
There.
Je me souviens encore.
I've been thinking about why anyone would want Grace to be shut down. And I wonder if there could have been a flaw in her base
Une
programming.
flow.
Like what?
Control and empathy
Ok, arrête la
programming
pièce là.
divert valuable processing power away from
Ah, c'est
cognitive
parce que c'est
ability.
moins
Which way am
sombre
I going?
maintenant.
The big colorful
Souvenez-vous, dans
doors.
le premier épisode,
As I
ça
was
a
saying,
beaucoup été sombre.
empathy interferes with practical decision-making. Control is a 4-year-old.
You are a 4-year-old.
Please stop.
Alors, peut-être qu'il y a un souci d'affichage, je sais pas.
The key to restoring Grace may be about understanding her potential flaws.
Are you going to tell me the pattern?
You think we're flaws?
Having a few flaws is perfectly all right.
Logic sounds jealous to me.
Jealous? Of what? You can't even open doors without me.
Where are you going with this?
We'll talk again once you can tell me who Everett is. Figure that out, and I'll grant you access to the main elevator.
Grant me access? Logic. Seriously?
She has no way to do things without your help. It must be frustrating for her.
Could we create another hybrid? Logic and empathy?
Yeah. Like how you made me. I could give it a try.
Stop, stop, stop. You'll burn the place down. I will run a logic and empathy configuration as long as you promise never to allow Pal here to do any reconfiguring of our processing.
Deal.
I don't think that smart lady likes me very much.
Hello, Addie. Where do you want to start?
Can we start with the security door to the settlement elevator?
They are encrypted. It would take me days to work out the pattern.
Is there any other way into the settlement?
There is a room off to the side that does not have an encrypted entry. Perhaps we'll find something helpful there.
So you can open these ones?
They have simple passcodes. I can retrieve and play back for you. You will need to enter the sequence manually. Try again.
Ah, j'aime bien. Ok, nouvelle mécanique du jeu. Il faut de retour sombre.
This looks like another control room. Do you know what this is?
It appears to be some sort of interface from which humans can track activity within the spire. Elements of the interface are missing. I'm not sure I can access it.
I think my comm device can be calibrated to connect.
Of course, yes. Let's give that a try. There are records here of people who have occupied the rooms over the years. You got it.
Ok, le retour du
Do we know the
point.
spire's capacity?
50 units. There it is. There are millions of names here.
Millions.
Well done.
If a million people cycled through here, no one could have lived here that long.
A few weeks at most, by my estimates. Okay, I found record of an Everett who stayed on the 3rd floor. Unlike other visitors, there is no record of him leaving the spire.
So, Everett was a worker, or a colonist who lived here. Is that enough for you,
Donc la
Logic?
fin de Blues Throne
It does
Identity of
nothing
Design
to
est disponible sur
explain why
YouTube, les
Grace would
amis.
be calling
Les 4
to him.
épisodes en tout.
So I'll need to find a way up to the 3rd floor.
Perhaps we can find one on the spire map across from the console.
These are databanks?
Yes, they contain flight records to and from the spire.
Anything interesting about the records?
The bookings seem to be coming from internal servers, meaning the trip planning and coordination is all done here.
Where are people traveling from?
Everywhere. Destinations seem very evenly distributed
Non,
throughout
pendant
the
ce temps,
solar
on
system.
continue les tours de guerre.
Looks like the image from the spire
Parce
entrance.
qu'ils reprendront les gens.
All right. What are we looking for?
Grace processors are located at the top of the structure, as might be expected.
Attendez.
There is also a massive radio
Directement
beacon.
changer mon titre. On continue. Hop.
The beacon is the answer. It has always been the answer.
Okay. Can you get me to the beacon then? Control?
Control will not be able to override security.
Then we need to learn more about Everett.
Ça, c'est un petit jeu tranquille.
Here's the
ça.
room where Everett once stayed.
Ooh, maybe we can see it from the balcony.
Possibly, but I don't see a viable route to get there.
Là, je les pas en français, je les full anglais. Rech level terre.
More missing equipment.
This looks carefully removed.
I can see apartments.
Those are on level 2.
Well, if we can get to that balcony, maybe we can find a way to level 3. It says Keeper Rosaline.
She looks like a keeper.
She's pretty.
What do you suppose a keeper is?
It must have been a revered title if a statue was made for her.
Huh. Spire caretaker, maybe. I can climb this.
I suppose.
I don't see many other options.
Et monte. Parfait. Ah, ça fait du bien qu'il y ait de la lumière un peu dans le jeu.
It's pretty much a straight shot across. Looks sturdy enough.
Even in low G, a fall could result in an injury.
I've already fallen a few times from this height.
Careful, Addie.
Allez, un peu
If
d'équilibre
you
maintenant.
broke a leg, how would you get back to your ship?
You sound like my mom. Whoa.
Addie! Addie!
Oh, ok. Merde.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, but you can't be yelling
C'est
things
bon.
while I'm trying to
Ah,
cross.
Non, c'est
So,
peut-être normal.
you're going to try again
Peut-être
after
normal.
that? You nearly broke your neck,
Peut-être normal
Addie.
que je suis tombé.
Yep, you're totally my mom.
Peut-être
Falling's
scripté.
kind of fun. It's like really short flying.
Alors, c'est peut-être scripté, hein, mais je suis pas sûr. Ok. Faut vraiment passer et voir l'équilibre, quoi.
Please, be careful.
This is so cool.
Quiet, please.
Just concentrate on your breathing.
Yikes.
This is so exciting.
Breathe, Addie. Very good. Now keep walking forward.
D'où l'entraînement de
I can't
yoga.
watch.
Parfait.
I knew
Nickel.
you could
En
do
deux,
it.
en deux, en deux
You should
essais,
really
j'ai-
try running across next time.
I'm hoping there won't be a next time.
It'd be faster too.
Looks pretty empty.
Un beau
Maybe the
petit
rooms
lit.
were for short work contracts.
2-week work contracts?
Or were people just visiting the spire? People sat or knelt here.
This was a place for meditation.
This looks like a shrine.
To honor Grace.
That looks like her symbol. Well, check out the rooms, I guess. Look for a way to the next level?
I'll light up the pattern for you.
Ah, another empty bedroom.
J'arrive même à me diriger, ça va. On se rejoint ici, ok. Petit raccourci.
Here's the code. That's not it.
Ok.
Again, Addie. Honestly, how did you ever manage to get here on your own?
Avec le nord, c'est compliqué à voir.
Not much here either. Someone's made off with the mattress?
As a souvenir, maybe.
Here we go.
On va voir ce qu'il y a derrière là. On va juste monter en haut pour faire un peu l'équilibre. Parti. Alors, j'ai réussi la première partie d'équilibre. On va réussir la deuxième partie.
We still have one level to go.
Ou pas.
Hey, there's another beam here. I think it's a shortcut.
It is more direct, but I wouldn't advise it. You're better off finding a way through the apartments. Besides, I know how much you like to explore.
Might be worth it.
It's a lot farther down. Are you sure?
I guess if you don't want to do the beam stuff, that's okay.
Here's the code. Try again. That's not it.
It might be better to
Maybe,
take
yeah.
the shortcut across the beam.
Again, Addie.
Quoi?
Nope.
What? Ok. Ok. Donc on avait dessus à l'ombre et tout ça.
I don't see any signs of unrest or violence.
And they left little
quoi, ça?
behind.
What are these?
From what I can tell,
Quoi,
they're audio recordings.
cette mission là dans
Of
les
what,
dans
I wonder?
dans une sorte de maison.
We
là.
would require a
C'est bien.
playback device to learn more. There may be a way to access the
Symbole
recording through
du
your
jeu.
wrist communicator with the aid of a signal
Je
amplifier.
trouve que l'épisode 1
But
se
that
passe.
would only be
Je pense
possible
que
by
l'épisode
adding an
2,
element
là,
of
c'est peut-être que
control
l'épisode
to my
dernier qu'on a
logic
fait.
processing capabilities.
So you need to create a control and logic
Là, il y a plus de
configuration.
lumière, on va
Like a little brother?
Well, it's the only combination left.
Vraiment dans l'ombre.
May as well, Mom.
All
Ah, je
right,
suis plus allé sur l'épisode là que l'épisode
here
d'avant.
we go.
Hello?
Maybe he's sleeping.
So you require a
Ah,
tool
nouvelle
upgrade.
It's a
config.
boy.
We were hoping you could set up my comm device to help play back recordings.
Already done. Just hold your device up to the canister.
Some weird little lavatory.
They've changed much over the years.
Not really. I've seen weirder. I've seen ones where people sat on ceramic bowls of water.
If they pooped in the water, what did they drink?
Qui là, hein?
So, what should we call the new config?
I do not require a name.
Might make it easier if you had one.
I will let you know if a suitable name occurs to me.
Keypad.
I'll try to think of some too.
Here you go.
Alors, on va voir.
Nope.
Merde. Ok. Ok, ça a été facile. C'est une autre façon de
Someone tore this
sécurité pour les
apart.
portes.
And took the pieces somewhere.
You're right. That's certainly interesting.
Les chambres sont les mêmes. Les chambres sont tous les mêmes.
I don't see a way up.
Ok, on va repartir par là. On va monter.
Someone's removed the keypad. I can't help but feel there's an organized effort to dismantle parts of the spire. Doesn't
On
seem
nous a dit
hidden
enlever la
enough
porte,
to
on va
be
enlever la sécurité
sabotage.
de la porte.
And it's too precise to be random vandalism.
What
Ouais,
about
c'est
Tomb
le
Raiders?
début du vandalisme ici.
I considered that. But they've left most of the valuable stuff.
Ok, on va aller.
Where did these go to?
This entire settlement is connected to a vacuum tube system. From what I can tell,
Oh,
they are
attends, on
headed
va
in
regarder
one
ici.
direction. The top of the spire.
Figure this was left here as a token. Or an offering? Another way up.
Parti. J'espère que le jeu vous plaît, les gars. Il n'y a pas trop d'action, c'est juste l'exploration, aventure. Hein,
Oh, I've got one. We can name him
il
Pal
n'y a pas de
Jr.
méchant dans le jeu.
I was
On
thinking
va
something
regarder
that
si c'est un boss de
sums up
fin,
what he
mais
does.
C'est plutôt un
I
jeu
can do
narratif,
many
ça. Hein.
things.
C'est pas un jeu
Pretty much
vraiment-
anything you require.
So you're a jack of all
C'est un jeu
trades.
d'histoire, comme j'aime
So
bien.
we could call you Jack.
What do you think of that, Jack?
I will answer to Jack then, if you like.
This is level 3, Addie.
Let's
Alors,
look for
ça c'est
evidence
bon, on
of
a fait la
Everett.
mission.
What's the code?
Of course.
I am able to enter the codes directly if you would like.
Let her do it on her own, if she wants. Nope.
Merde.
I can always do this for you. Just say the word.
Ouah, j'ai
Here
de
we
la
go.
chance. Je sais pas comment j'ai fait, les gars, mais j'ai
Any way of
réussi.
knowing if this was Everett's room?
The records only give the level. We'll just have to look around.
Ok, un truc que j'ai vu. C'est noir ici. Voilà, il y a la lampe. Sans la lampe, on n'est rien dans le jeu. Oui, c'est plus.
You will be able to access the recording the same way you've been connecting to other systems.
Okay.
Hello, Grace. I've thought much about what I'd say when I got here. I know it's important for my parents that I make my wish count. So, I guess I wish for them to be proud of me. Thank you, Grace.
People came here to make wishes?
For Grace to grant?
I'm unclear how she would go about granting the wishes of so many visitors.
Ok, le bouton Y c'est pour allumer la lumière, la lampe de poche. Avant de monter là, on va aller directement par là. Attends, hop, parce que des fois la manette elle se fait des siennes. Est-ce que j'ai été ici? Je pense que oui, j'ai déjà été. On va monter. Pour être tourné en rond. Dommage qu'il n'y a pas de map, mini-map, comme j'aime bien un peu dans les jeux.
Here you go.
Oh, c'est mieux comme ça. Merde,
Nope.
trompé.
Nope.
Merde.
Nope.
Merde.
That's it.
Alors tous les champs se ressemblent. Hein. Énormément.
Someone left a portrait.
Ok.
All right.
Here, Grace. Najisha, she was so excited when I got the summons.
Il n'y a pas de emote sur ce jeu. On a fait du emote sur du Blue Strained Rifle of the Night, mais il n'y a pas de emote
Who was
sur
most
Return to Press.
deserving. She honestly believed we could come up with a wish that could make everything perfect. Thank you for choosing me. And thank you for letting me delay coming here. I want to be true to her memory, her wishes, her unlimited love for humanity. But my only wish,
Le prochain qu'on va faire c'est Tales of Arise. Et le prochain jeu qu'on va faire après ce jeu que je vous ai dit à l'instant, c'est du Blu-ray de vidéo game. C'est un jeu un peu rigolo.
There couldn't have actually been anything Grace could have done for her.
Grace allowed her to voice her grief.
Let's try this one.
Mr. Mark Anthony Wong, and I was called to Grace from our station Phoenix. Not sure if anyone will hear this, but the whole tube system is shut down right now.
Donc le grand casino
People
reviendra
are not
mercredi
happy,
prochain, les gars.
and
Comme
I'm
tous les... Avant
getting
c'était les
a
vendredis,
little
maintenant c'est les
scared,
mercredis.
to be honest. I'll be locking myself in
En
until the
plus,
shuttle
mardi prochain, je
returns.
travaille pas, vu qu'il y a la
And
fête de
I'm
Noël avec mon
leaving
travail, mais je
this
vais pas à la
in
fête de Noël,
case,
je
something
serai plutôt à la maison.
really bad happens.
Ok,
That's
donc
a
on a fait les deux
little ominous.
enregistrements.
Clearly, these canisters were not making it through the tube system.
Ok,
We should
ok.
inspect the
Je sais
tubes
pas ce
for
que c'est
more.
tout ça.
Good idea.
Of course it
Je sais pas
is.
ce que c'est ici. Il y a quoi là-bas? Non. C'est tellement clair que des fois je vois pas si la lampe de poche active ou pas. Ok. Donc. Là il y a la douche. Je suis perdu. On a déjà été ici. On a déjà été. Là, on n'a pas été encore. Alors moi, je fais aux portes qui n'a pas été faite. Hein.
Here you go. Nope.
Perfect. Hey, what happened to the lights?
I believe Control has turned them off, Addy.
Not cool, boss. Control? Unbelievable.
I've been instructed by Grace to make a wish. Not something big and altruistic, not for someone else, but for me. A real, honest wish, my heart's true desire. Honestly, this long flight to the middle of nowhere, months without my family, missing the harvest with a per diem that barely covers expenses, for what? Some mystical song and dance that makes us feel like we're somehow part of this robot theocracy. This whole thing, the temple, the hushed tones, the awe that people seem to show this place is ridiculous. My honest wish is to be left alone long enough to actually make some headway on the farm and pull in a decent crop.
It doesn't sound like everyone was happy to come here.
For Grace to understand what made people unhappy was just as important as knowing what made them content.
Ok. On avance. Pourtant les maisons se ressemblent. Là on monte. Ou on descend. Là on descend plutôt. Là on descend plutôt. Donc là il y a la sortie. Et pour l'instant on peut pas aller. On peut aller mais normalement il faut voir s'il n'y a pas d'autre porte à voir ou pas.
Here you go.
Ok.
Great.
Hey, the tube system is no longer accepting wishes. If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett, please let him know.
Keeper Everett.
Ok, ça a été
It
cool.
sounds like keepers were Spire caretakers.
When did Everett stay on this floor?
2955.
That's 20 years before this message was recorded.
So he stayed on after his visit and became a keeper? Why was there no record of that?
I would think answers lie at the other end of these vacuum tubes.
From what I can tell, the tube system runs through the central elevator shaft.
Logic?
Je crois que c'est bon,
You
on a
gonna
tout
let
fait,
us
les gars.
in,
Ah,
considering
non,
we
c'est une
know
porte.
Everett was a keeper?
Il en reste une.
But do you know what a keeper is?
We'll need access to the elevator to learn more.
Ah, a classic paradox.
Logic.
Fine. If you're done snooping around, I will grant you access to the elevator. Or you could uncover more canisters and learn more about the people who came here.
Reaching the beacon is the priority. You must move on.
Alors, use elevator.
You go.
Non.
Great.
Logic will open the way to the beacon. You must go to the elevator.
Hold your horses.
Doubt you'll ever get this message, Grace. We've been waiting weeks now with I hope Keeper Everett is okay. I've been told his sermons are wonderful. And I hope he will be able to deliver the word of grace again soon. Make things work. I'd like you to know that we still love you and think about you. Great comfort to our family over the years. We've all made them. For us, with your wisdom, you are missed.
So
Okay.
Grace would receive wishes and then
Ah, fallait
leave
aller
people
là-dedans.
with instruction in the form of
C'est
sermons.
là.
Could that really be all there was to it?
Ideas are powerful.
Empathie.
Perhaps just returning with a more enlightened perspective was enough to move society toward common
Alors l'évasion,
goals.
je crois qu'il est pas...
Highly unlikely. Grace must have had some control over planetary infrastructure, if she was to have had the
On a
influence
fait
you
tout.
suspect.
On a tout fait. Moi, c'est par là-bas qu'il faut aller. L'élévateur. Je suis pas sûr, mais est-ce que c'est là?
You're looking pretty smug.
What's the pattern?
Another easy one. Light the four corners of the pad. You really didn't need my help for this one. It would be a common pattern when guessing symbols.
I have to give you something to do, right?
Alors qu'est-ce qu'il va faire, je sais pas du tout. Allez. Ok. Je crois que j'ai compris. Regardez la solution. Je sais pas du tout ce qu'il faut faire. Retourne, tour, graisse, full game. Ok.
That is what I said.
Et next game.
But how will I communicate with
Oh, I've got one. We can.
I'm getting a little.
Of what, I wonder?
We would require a
Just say the word.
That's it.
Priority.
Au
You
revoir.
must move on.
You're looking pretty smug.
What's the pattern?
Attendez, les gars, je regarde.
Another easy one. Light the four corners of the pad. You really didn't need my help for this one. It would be a common pattern when guessing symbols.
I have to give you something to do.
Ok. En fait, c'est ça. Parfait.
Look at all the vacuum tubes. Must be one in every room in the settlement. Keepers must have been busy.
It's what Grace does with the wishes that should interest us.
Tic. Ah ça, cet épisode est moins sombre, ça va.
Did you like my little game?
You mean the game where you refused to help us?
I provided you with the opportunity to prove yourself. Is that not why you're here?
I'm an archaeologist. I'm here to do my job.
I don't think Addie enjoys having obstacles placed in the way of her goals.
We have arrived at our destination.
The Spire pilgrims must have gathered here. To listen to the Keeper's sermons, I guess.
People will return here once the beacon is restored. Flock and shepherd will be reunited.
This must be the Keeper's pulpit.
A view out over the masses.
The masses found their own way up.
Ok.
Seems to be holding my weight.
On escalade l'église, dans l'église. Parfait. Une grande pièce juste pour escalader ça.
So the keeper must have stood here, addressed the visitors, gave his sermons. You imagine having the solar system coming to you for answers?
The keeper was merely a vessel for the word of grace.
Then why not have Grace address them?
There is sometimes more power in what is imagined than in what is seen.
Merde, qu'est-ce que je fais?
This must be an attempted barricade. Second barricade. Looks like they got under this one. Do we know where this goes?
To a funicular that leads to the next section of the spire.
Hold on, Addie. The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed. Something must have been compromised. You'll want your helmet on.
The tracks ahead lead to the highest point of the spire, known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need only worry about the beacon, Addie.
What happened here?
Il va faire froid
More
là-dedans.
rioting?
Il va faire froid là-dehors. La tempête de neige.
This doesn't look operational.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
Come on! It's ice again?
The force needed to break through the ice dam would only come from directing all power to control processors.
Which only I can do.
Great.
On one condition.
And what's that?
You shall have no others before me. Cast aside that device on your wrist and continue with me alone.
Whoa, hang on.
No, Addie.
But how will I communicate with you?
Mine is the only voice that resonates freely throughout every aspect of the spire. My words live within the vessel in which you stand now. They reverberate through the very walls of the enclave above, through the many devices and instruments at my control.
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
She will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course. The funicular is merely the most survivable option.
Throw the device from the funicular window to take your place at my side.
So if I throw this away, you'll take me to the top.
It will be done.
There must be other options, Addie.
The emergency exit in the airlock may provide an alternative path.
I should consider other options first. 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 This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise, yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
In theory, you could follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm.
It's an important decision, to be sure.
You must not do this, Addie. In taking this risk, you jeopardize all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Addie from her true purpose.
We are providing Addie with a variety of perspectives.
Les amis, avant je vais faire un petit café, je reviens tout de suite. Voilà, je me suis fait un café corsé.
Sorry, boss. I'm keeping my comm device.
Donc on est reparti dans la neige comme au début du jeu.
But countless billions in the solar system will.
The storm is...
Hello? Must be interference from the storm.
Addie,
Alan?
where are you?
I was right, Alan. I found Grace.
You need to return immediately, Addie. Your oxygen must be dangerously low.
I'm good, Alan.
You need to listen to me.
If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't have
Listen
made
to
it
me.
past Mars.
Wait, did you say Grace is still active?
Not exactly, but I'm working with her oldest service to try to bring her back online.
Well, one of these servers is actively blocking me.
I can guess which one.
You need to get back.
Alan? Alan?
You're not considering climbing across
Ah, j'ai
that
peur qu'il se
structure,
foute un
are you?
équilibre, en plus ça glisse, ça
I have
neige
a
et tout.
choice?
C'est chaud.
There is
On va
also a
essayer.
path that descends into the canyon. It looks well worn and preserved over
Les
time,
gars, on va essayer.
which means it's likely sheltered and safe. And boring.
Si je tombe là,
Nuclear
je
structure looks
pas grave.
faster. And more fun.
Don't tease, Addie. The walk will give you time to think,
Ok, c'est le côté.
and perhaps a chance for us to talk.
J'ai peur pour elle. Rage for Seed of Canyon. C'est
What
parti.
are you thinking, Addie?
It's the fastest way to the other side.
En plus ça glisse, je sais pas comment elle fait.
Or to the bottom of the canyon?
I'm with you, Addie.
Slow and steady. Don't forget to breathe.
Whoa.
Breathe, Addie.
Non, je suis tombé.
Oh, great save.
That was too close.
Ça, je suis rattrapé. Oh putain, heureusement. Heureusement, les gars. Heureusement.
Oh boy.
In through your nose, out through your mouth. You are in
Tout est dans la tête,
control.
les gars. Tout est dans la tête. Je sais pas comment elle a fait pour traverser ça. Courage. Franchement, chapeau.
Sure this was the smartest choice.
Nonsense. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
But what kills you... kills you.
Take it in, Addie. How many humans can say they've climbed across a train track bridge thingy in a lunar ice
Des
storm?
pics ou quoi, les gars, là?
We only live once, right?
Not sure that applies to you.
Oh, maybe not. But who knows what's going to happen at the end of all this? We gotta enjoy it while it lasts, right?
Maybe you're right, pal.
Il y a eu un truc.
That's a bit of a stretch.
You can make that, right, Addie?
Please consider the
Elle
consequences
me, elle
here.
me donne froid.
You're back.
Déjà qu'ici on est en hiver.
Never
fait
left,
froid, là,
Addie.
j'imagine là-haut,
I
là.
simply can't. And you can't make that jump. It is unlikely, and a failed attempt would risk grave injury.
Yeah.
Listen to logic. You must turn back and take the canyon path.
But we're so close.
Here goes nothing.
Ouais, je peux comment elle a fait pour sauter aussi.
No. Oh!
Je suis dead.
You okay? I think I heard something
C'est pas
break.
scripté?
That would be Addie's helmet light. Otherwise, your suit is intact.
Pas que c'est scripté.
Winded, I think.
I'm so sorry, Addie. I thought for sure you could make it.
Sorry to disappoint.
Your vitals are still good. Can you stand?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Addie,
I can say it, Mom. You were right.
I don't want to be right. I want you to be okay. Are you okay?
Not really, but
But you're going to push on.
I'm gonna push on.
Ok, ça c'est pas scripté. On va refaire bien. Ok,
How much farther?
It's another 50 meters to the base of the
traverser
lighthouse.
le canyon.
This wasn't so bad then.
You still have to find a way into the lighthouse. So there's still time to regret not taking the free ride to the top.
And what would have been the fun in that? What's this?
An emergency escape ladder. You could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
Alors, fais une way into les douces.
Dead end. There's the top of the ladder. Should I jump for it, pal?
You know I'm up for anything. Jeez, that looks far.
Yeah.
So you don't want to mess with the computer thingy?
I was just hoping there was another way.
You could always throw stuff at it. Maybe shake it loose.
Might be worth a try.
Maybe Maybe some loose ice chunks would work.
Non, attends. J'ai vu un truc.
All right, pal, I'll give it a shot. See what happens.
You're really going to resort to rock throwing? Ice throwing, actually.
I see the latch is holding the ladder. I'm gonna try to knock them loose. Round two.
Je sais pas ce qu'il faut faire par contre. Je vais regarder juste ça. Machin.
You right?
Instrument set.
Oh, une pub.
J'ai jamais goûté celui-là.
Délicieusement exclusif, les Kinder Co sont de retour pour Noël.
At my control.
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
What's this?
An emergency.
I want to muck around. Right. I didn't want to limit my options.
You need to.
Alan? Alan!
You're not considering climbing.
Attendez les gars, je regarde ce truc.
What's this?
An emergency escape ladder. You could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
The other side of the canyon. Where else would it be leading?
It's certainly more sheltered here. So, what did you want to talk about?
Why is it so important that you activate Grace?
It's widely believed that recovering Grace would recover thousands of years of knowledge lost to the Dark Age.
Ok, donc là c'est vraiment optionnel quoi ici. C'est vraiment un truc optionnel, ok.
So I can bring down the ladder by doing something here.
With considerable help from one of us, perhaps.
Salut Shay, comment vas-tu? Ça va? La forme? On est sur Return to Rest directement, on a fini le jeu hier au Return of the Night. On est combien sur un nouveau jeu? On a
Something
commencé
that
hier.
challenges your mind, or something that challenges my respect for you.
Kev, je ne veux pas être impoli, mais comment participer? Bah tu sais, moi j'aime bien les jeux que je fais, donc tu sais, moi je m'en fous un peu des gens qui n'aiment pas trop ce que je... En fait, j'aime pas trop, mais j'aime bien les jeux que j'aime faire. Après, c'est des gens qui viennent pas, c'est pas grave, c'est des gens qui viennent, c'est pas
Starting with
tant
1
mieux.
on the far right and increasing
vois.
by exponents of 2 as we move from
Donc,
right to left. So I just start
Je m'en
mucking
fous un
around
peu de
until I get the number
ces gens
50.
qui
But you
font des jeux.
needn't muck around. I could just
La
tell you the
preuve,
sequence.
on a fait du Sable Guys, tout le monde est venu.
Maybe I wanna
Donc
muck around.
si je refais du
Very
Sable
well.
Guys,
But I'm
tout le
here
monde
if
verra,
you
tu vois.
require my assistance.
J'essaye un peu de faire des choses plus différentes. En plus, c'est des jeux du Game Pass, donc j'essaie de moi de faire quelques trucs, quelques jeux différents à chaque fois. Après, ce que les gens aiment, ils aiment pas, c'est pas trop mon problème. Tu vois, c'est eux c'est eux leur problème. Donc voilà. Après, moi, je fais ce qui me plaît, donc voilà. Ouais, je stream pour le fun, exactement, oui, exactement. Je stream pour le fun. Après, les gens, s'ils viennent pas, tant mieux, c'est pas grave. Et s'ils viennent, ça va. Mais voilà, je stream pour le fun, exactement. C'est ça. Alors, ça, je crois que c'est 64, hein, je pense.
She's quite determined, isn't she?
Alors, attends. Oh, je vois rien. Je vais 21. Alors, je suis ton seul CBT dans le... Ouais, c'est ça. Après, Après, j'ai beaucoup de followers, tu vois. Donc, si jamais je rejoins Stablecade, bien sûr, il y aura du monde, mais c'est le seul jeu qui m'apporte du monde, tu vois. Oh, cool!
So smart at it.
Après, c'est bien un peu de changer, tu vois. Donc, pas toujours le même jeu. Après, d'accord, ça rapporte du monde, d'accord, c'est populaire sur Stablecade, mais après, voilà.
It seems inefficient to make calculations that
Après,
have
peut-être que je
already
recommence le
been
Stablecade, genre une fois par semaine, mais là. Pour l'instant, j'arrête. Pour l'instant, ça en pause. J'essaye d'innover un peu. Après, c'est pas la première fois que j'ai des personnes qui viennent pas sur ma chaîne, hein, bien sûr. Après, il y a quelques personnes qui viennent, donc Explodeo, tout ça,
The door to the
Explodeo
station airlock is
officiel.
unlocked and can be manually opened.
That's convenient. For once.
Après, t'es pas impoli, Shay, hein. Il faut dire les choses qui te...
Needs
Il
control.
faut dire les choses.
You took a foolish
Moi, t'inquiète,
risk, Addy,
je prends pas mal,
but
t'inquiète
you
pas.
have arrived at the
Je prends pas
lighthouse
mal. T'inquiète pas,
nonetheless.
mon ami.
You showed him, Addy.
Je suis
And you
quelqu'un
may
qui
still
encaisse
be
les choses.
redeemed with
J'encaisse.
the
Donc,
activation of the
ce que t'as
beacon.
dit, c'est pas trop impoli.
Always with
C'est
the
normal. C'est
Yes.
normal que
Always with
que les gens
the
viennent pas
beacon.
parce que c'est pas des jeux très fun. Donc du coup voilà. Après, il y a des jeux populaires comme j'ai fait Resident Evil 3, j'ai fait Persona 3 Reload, c'est des bons jeux ça aussi. Hein. Sur Game Pass, il y a toujours il y a que des bons jeux sur Game Pass. Hein.
Well,
Après,
any
il y en a
bad
qui sont
helmet?
pas très bien, il y en a qui sont meilleurs, il y en a qui
Never
sont
a bad
plus
idea.
cool, il y en a qui sont plus longs, voilà.
Unless you want to preserve your suit
Voilà, mon
oxygen
pote.
in case of emergency.
The rooms
J'ai appris à accepter les remarques.
You're good to
Donc,
go.
voilà.
Do we know if your
Donc
processors
voilà.
are here? this?
The room directly ahead was the Keeper's living quarters. Grace
Alors.
processors are somewhere above.
Dommage qu'il n'y a pas de minimap. Dommage. Donc là, on est à peine à la moitié du jeu, les gars. Je pense que tout à l'heure, on commencera un autre jeu.
This door certainly looks important. How do we get in?
That's curious. I have no access to this door, nor do I see any way of opening it.
Ou Rocket League, ou pour Hostal. Ah, pour Hostal, j'avais déjà fait. Pour Hostal, j'aime pas trop les Battle Royale. Pour Hostal, j'en ai déjà
Feels
fait.
solid.
There
Rocket
aren't
League,
any
j'en ai
hidden
déjà fait, mais
switches,
pas
if
en
that's
live,
what you
j'en ai fait en offline. Donc voilà, donc oui, pourquoi pas.
The triangle here must be the
Après, il faut
spire,
que le jeu me
which
plaise. Après,
would
si jamais le
represent
jeu me plaît pas,
Grace.
c'est pas la peine de le faire, tu vois. Moi, j'ai des jeux qui me plaisent.
And this would be the
Pour le
pilgrims
fun.
coming to Grace.
En fait, c'est normal. En fait, je vais dire ça, c'est normal que je joue à des jeux du Game Pass, en fait, parce que j'ai un abonnement Game Pass, il faut utiliser le Game Pass, ouais. C'est juste pour avoir, c'est juste pour faire tous les jeux du Game Pass dans l'ordre. Enfin, on avait commencé par du Cooking Simulator, je me rappelle. Et on a commencé, et depuis j'ai toujours au jeu du Game Pass parce que on m'a offert un abonnement Game Pass, donc je l'utilise. Et aussi dans le Game Pass, Black Ops 6 et Indiana Jones directement. On sait quoi ça?
This is the same symbol that's on the keeper's door. So I assume it
J'en ai fait
represents
quelques-uns
the
des
keeper.
horreurs, ouais. J'ai fait Signalis, j'ai fait Soma, j'ai fait Resident Evil 3.
This ring here seems to connect the keeper to Grace.
Curious that the keeper is
J'en
situated
ai
above
fait
Grace.
quelques-uns d'horreurs.
Would you
Ouais.
agree,
J'ai fait aussi
Control?
Strom.
Coincidence.
The human in the loop, I guess?
J'ai fait des jeux de zombies. Va voir sur ma chaîne YouTube, va voir. Il y a vraiment des jeux. Il y a de tout.
So, if this is the symbol of the keeper, I figure only the keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the keeper had a key for the door.
Ouais.
As we've
j'en
been
doute.
saying, there
J'en
is
doute.
no mechanism for a key or
Après,
any
j'ai tellement
other
de jeux à
interface.
rattraper, c'est pour ça que je fais les jeux du Game Pass, pour rattraper un peu le perdu que j'ai fait quand j'ai joué à Stumble tu vois.
Nothing here either.
Well, you're nothing if not
Si je n'aurais
predictable.
pas le Game Pass,
Just
bien
making
sûr,
sure.
j'aurais fait toujours du Stumble Pass ou du casino, parce que aussi pour les machines, c'est le casino, tu vois. T'as pas de gemme? Ah ouais.
Looks like
Bah
someone's
après,
being
la
selected
roi
from a
cadeau est
group.
toujours valide. Hein.
Human
On va faire 10 000 points de
sacrifice.
chine, les gars.
I'm guessing it's the keeper.
The depiction seems to imply they were chosen from the masses on
Après, quand t'as pas d'argent, c'est compliqué.
Faithful, vigilant, willing. That sounds so familiar.
Parce que moi, de base, je suis multigaming, je
ancient
joue à
tenets
tout,
of the
ça va
human
déjà
in
qui me
the
plaît
loop.
pas.
Grace's architects must have been more fearful of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean,
Bah
it
après,
makes
sur mon
sense.
YouTube, il y a des jeux il y a des bons
Grace
trucs qu'on a
was
fait. Hein.
the greatest AI undertaking in human history.
Après, sur mon YouTube, il y a des jeux qu'on a fait. Hein. Ils sont pas mal aussi. Hein.
Maybe the keeper was the key. Maybe the door would open for
Et après, il
him.
va pas.
Are you not already the keeper? You are the only human in the loop here.
Ah, but does Addie qualify based on the 3 tenets?
I would say
j'ai
Addie
3000.
has proven to be
Okay.
virtuous and faithful.
Bah, tout
But I'm not
doucement,
willing.
tu vois, tout doucement.
Are you willing to become the new keeper?
If it means I'm able to activate Grace, but how would I prove I'm willing?
Maybe you can just tell the door you're the new keeper.
That's idiotic.
I'm the keeper?
Ha! Say it like you mean it.
I'm the keeper.
Parfait.
Congratulations on your
Ça,
new
c'est
job,
fort.
Addie.
Yeah, congrats.
I'm the
My
keeper.
God.
Alors, open
This is
door, ça
really
c'est fait.
it. This must be where all the wishes end up. What's this?
A playback device for the wish canisters. It
Open
appears
the
wishes
keeper.
from each room could be sorted
Open
and
the keeper.
consolidated onto master canisters.
Just static.
Après, à la fin
The
de ce jeu, les
recording
gars,
is
je
too
cutterai live pour en
deteriorated
faire un
for
nouveau.
standard playback.
Ça sera
You'll
du...
need to rebuild the recording with your
Euh,
altered comm device. Where are you going,
Attends, parce
Addie?
que...
Just looking around.
Tales of Arise, voilà, j'ai oublié le nom du jeu.
Each tube must connect with a room in the settlement.
Alors, même avec la lampe, on voit rien. Puis je peux jouer avec toi en pierre pas fixée pour gagner un roi cadeau. Ah, ça va être compliqué. Hein.
Is this a theremin?
It is a 35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
I used to play one as a kid.
Après, c'est
I
compliqué.
hated those
C'est
lessons.
compliqué en écriture parce que tu peux tricher ou pas tricher, tu vois. Donc c'est mieux de faire ça en vrai en direct. Ouh, des baguettes. Non?
It still works.
Oh, des bateaux de
Let's see what I can
sorciers.
remember.
You are seriously going to indulge in a theremin session?
If it was good enough for Everett, it's good enough for me. Just settling into the new job.
Non, je vais pas tricher.
How long is this going to take? She plays quite beautifully, you know.
Je sais même pas qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire.
Decent sized
Après, c'est
bed.
de...
You think keepers ever had partners?
Are you considering your prospects? I'd suggest they are not good.
Où tu habites en France? J'habite à côté de... j'habite à Pienne.
He didn't keep much in the way of
dans
personal
54.
items.
À
As
côté de
keeper,
Jarny,
he
Brie.
would have want of nothing.
Can't say I'd
À
feel
côté
the
de
same
Bouligny,
after a few
je sais pas si
years.
tu connais.
Is this anything special?
It is a light, and there is nothing
J'habite dans le
behind
Grand
it.
Est.
Are you looking for secret passageways?
Maybe.
C'est rouge.
Is this a lavatory?
It is indeed.
C'est rouge, rouge, rouge. Par contre, le bâton de sorcier... Pourquoi tu essaies Minecraft? J'ai déjà essayé à Minecraft, j'ai déjà essayé Minecraft, hein, t'inquiète pas. J'ai déjà essayé, mais pas en live. Je joue en offline. Ah, parce que j'essaie de prendre le machin. Salut Zico, comment tu vas? Bizarre. Très bizarre ce qui se passe. Comment il va le Zico? Comment il va, Zico? Ça fait du temps. C'est vrai que... C'est vrai. C'est quoi, ça, des tests? Alors, avec le... C'est vrai qu'avec le... Attends. J'ai vu un truc. Bon, j'essaie un peu... J'essaie ça. Zico. Attends, je vais juste regarder la solution parce que je sais pas trop envie de traîner directement. Hop. Tac. Il y a une pub, les gars.
Pretty basic. Will I need my helmet?
And you may still be...
Locked and can be manually opened.
That's convenient.
Attendez les
For
gars.
once. There.
Alors je crois
Who
que...
needs control?
You took a foolish risk, Addy. But...
Hop. Tac. Alors je crois que je suis dans le mauvais endroit. Parce que là c'est un... Je pense qu'ici c'est un endroit optionnel qui est pas obligatoire dans le jeu. Je crois qu'on est obligé de passer par là pour jouer. Bon, je vais passer par là direct. C'est juste parce qu'il y a la souris qui me gêne. Enfin la souris je sais pas, mais quand dès que j'appuie sur le joystick analogique, eh bien il y a le clavier qui s'affiche. Je crois qu'elle marche plus ou quoi. La lampe elle marche plus. Ok. Hop. Mais oui, mon petit Zico, il est là. Oui, bien sûr. Comme toi, Chalet, tu es là tout le temps. C'est cool. Bon, je suis bloqué, les gars. Est-ce qu'il y a un endroit où on peut... Ah, j'ai pas été ici, mais on peut pas aller. On fouillait partout. Fouillons partout. Putain, c'est noir. On voit rien. Le plus grand partie du jeu, c'est qu'on voit rien, les gars. Donc c'est ballot. Hein. Attendons. Code Zico 59.
But you have arrived at the lighthouse nonetheless.
Yes, well done.
And you may still be redeemed with the activation of...
This looks... Do we know if your processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the keeper's living quarters. Grace process...
Oh, d'accord, je comprends mieux. En fait, dans ma partie du jeu, c'est tout sombre. Et après, on va retourner en bas, directement. Merde. Parce que je vois pas le niveau où ils font pour... vous savez, les bâtons de sorciers, là, directement. Enfin, le bras avec la cloche, ça, je vois pas. Là où je suis, c'est éteint. Il faut allumer tout directement. Tout allumer. Il doit y avoir un interrupteur dans le coin. On va avancer un peu dans le jeu. Alors. Ah. J'ai vu un truc.
Pretty basic accommodations.
Ok, donc là il n'y a rien. Il y a des portes cachées, mais il faut d'abord ouvrir la lumière.
These must be the cells where the keeper's acolytes stayed.
And where new ones will return.
Est-ce qu'il y a une lumière dans le coin? Bah oui. Alors ça c'est l'ascenseur. C'est pas que j'ai pas besoin de ça par contre. Ici il y a quoi? Là il y a rien. Il faut la lumière, les gars. Il faut la lumière. Ok. C'est parce que la souris, elle bug trop. Faut trouver l'interrupteur. Et où est l'interrupteur? Je ne sais pas. Bien évidemment. Crotte. Bizarre ça les gars. Et le bouton ne peut pas allumer. Oh.
I need my light. Nope.
Were you thinking it might fix
Okay,
itself
je la
after your
rapporte.
fall?
You're welcome to say it, Mom.
There's nothing for me to say that you
rien.
don't already know.
Je vois que Chi. Alors peut-être que je peux allumer la lumière maintenant? Alors, je sais pas du tout ce qu'il faut faire. On va regarder sur internet.
Processors are somewhere above.
On va mettre en speed en x2.
And you may still be redeemed with the activation of the beacon.
Always with the beacon.
Yes, always with the beacon.
Ok. Là, ça charge.
Will I need my helmet?
It's never a bad idea, unless you want to preserve your suit oxygen in case of emergency.
The rooms ahead are safely pressurized, Daddy. You're good to go.
Là, c'est allumé, je comprends pas.
Do you know if your processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the keeper's living quarters. Grace processors are somewhere above.
Pretty basic accommodations.
Alors, je regarde juste un truc parce que là, c'est allumé.
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
On va voir. Alors, vu que c'est éteint un peu, je vois que dalle. Alors je sais qu'il y a des trucs à entendre sur le lit. Sur le lit. pas, mais... Peut-être là. C'est quoi les amis, je vais actuellement... Hop, quitter le jeu. Star Game 5. On va retenter.
Will I need my helmet?
It's never a bad idea. Unless you want to preserve your suit oxygen in case of emergency.
The rooms ahead are safely
On va
pressurized,
relancer
Daddy.
la
You're
partie
good
là.
to go.
Do we know if your processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the Keeper's living quarters. Grace processors are somewhere above.
On va retenter.
This door certainly looks important. How do we get in?
That's curious. I have no access to this door, nor do I see any way of opening it.
Open door. On va ouvrir la porte.
Feels solid.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking.
This would be the pilgrims coming to Grace. The triangle here must be the spire, which would represent Grace.
Ouais, mais je suis obligé de relancer le... Ah, attends. Là, peut-être.
This
Hop.
is the same symbol that's on the keeper's door. So
vous êtes
I
buggés,
assume
les
it
gars?
represents the keeper.
C'est bien.
This ring here seems to connect the keeper to Grace.
Curious that the keeper
Okay,
is
on l'a
situated above Grace. Would you agree, Control?
Coincidence.
The human in the loop, I
Coincidence.
guess?
Ok, ça va. Donc là, c'est bon. De l'autre côté.
Nothing here either.
Well, you're nothing if not predictable.
Cool.
Just making sure.
Open the door. Open the door.
Looks like someone's being selected
Open
from
door.
a group.
Open the door.
Human sacrifice.
I'm guessing it's the keeper.
The depiction seems to imply they were chosen from the masses on pilgrimage here.
Faithful, vigilant, willing. That sounds so familiar.
The ancient tenets of the human in the loop.
Grace's architects must have been more fearful of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history.
Ok.
So, if this is the symbol of the keeper,
C'est parti.
I figure only the keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the keeper had a key for the door.
As we've been saying, there is no mechanism for a key or any other interface.
Maybe the keeper was the key. Maybe the door would open for him.
Are you not already the keeper? You are the only human in the loop here.
Ah, but does Addie qualify based on the three tenets?
I would say Addie has proven to be virtuous and faithful.
But I'm not willing?
Are you willing to become the new keeper?
If it means I'm able to activate Grace,
De
but
banane.
how would I prove I'm willing?
Maybe you can just tell the door you're the new keeper.
That's idiotic.
I'm the keeper?
Ha! Say it like you mean it.
I'm the keeper.
Congratulations
C'est
on
bon?
your new job, Addie.
Yeah, congrats.
My God.
Alors, open the door, ça
This
c'est
is
fait.
really it. This must be where all the wishes end up. What's this?
A playback device for the wish canisters. It appears wishes from each room could be sorted and consolidated onto master canisters.
Just static.
Ah,
The
j'ai pas
recording
vu
is
ça.
too deteriorated for
J'avais pas vu
standard
ça, les gars.
playback. You'll need to rebuild the recording with your altered comm device.
Each tube must connect with a room in the settlement.
On va tout examiner, les gars. Open
Where
the
are you
door.
going, Addie?
Just looking around. Decent-sized bed. You think keepers ever had partners?
Are you considering your prospects?
J'ai tout.
I'd suggest
Les trucs que
they
j'ai
are
pas
not
vu, je les
good.
revois là.
He didn't keep much in the way of personal items.
As keeper, he would have want of nothing.
Can't say I'd feel the same after a few years. Is this anything special?
It is a light, and there is nothing behind it. Are you looking for secret passageways?
Maybe. Is this a lavatory?
It is indeed.
Is this a theremin?
It is a 35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
I used to play one as a kid. I hated those lessons. Huh. It still works. Let's see what I can remember.
Je comprends pas du tout. Un petit truc en bas à vérifier, je sais pas. Mais les gars, je suis bloqué. Hein. Je peux pas trop faire.
Nope.
Were you thinking it might fix itself after your fall?
You're welcome to say it, Mom.
There's nothing for me to say that you don't already know.
Ok. On va vérifier partout. On va fouiller partout. Ah, attendez.
Pretty basic accommodations.
Ok. On fait très noir, par contre, les gars, je vois que dalle. Ici.
These must be the cells where the Keeper's acolytes stayed.
And where new ones will return.
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
Alors.
I can hardly believe it has come to this, but my work here with Grace will end with Grace herself. I can only pray that people will come to forgive us one day. We loved her.
On se débloque, les gars, on se débloque.
And we lost her. She will never be forgotten.
Doesn't sound like the Inner Circle wanted Grace shut down.
Fait noir. Ok, on a le premier enregistrement de la zone. Ici. Je vois rien. Putain. Et là-bas, une salle, je crois. Est-ce qu'on peut allumer la lumière? Est-ce qu'on peut? Il n'y a pas de pièce. On peut pas allumer la lumière, les gars. Bon, juste voir un truc vite fait sur YouTube.
I can can hardly believe it has come to this, but my work here...
Solid.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking. Would you agree, Control? Nothing if not predictable.
Of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility.
I'd also like to wish for your forgiveness, Grace. I know the place above is your domain, and we are not...
It's an obvious way in.
Maybe he wished himself up
Moi, je
there.
veux voir le
If that
truc
works, I will
avec...
gladly shut
ok.
myself down. Do it, Addy. Make a wish.
Les gars, moi, je veux voir le truc avec le bâton où on fait le bruit
And
avec.
there's still more buttons and things to push on the console.
Is this a laboratory?
It is indeed. And I think we can assume Everett was not using it to send wishes to Grace.
Is this anything special?
It is a light, and there is nothing behind it. Are you looking for secret passageways?
Maybe.
I would think the mechanism for transporting wishes to Grace would be housed somewhere on Everett's workstation.
That does make sense.
Ouais, ça part par là.
Where are you going, Addy?
Just looking around.
Ah, ok. Alors ça, j'avais pas vu par contre. Alors ça, j'avais pas vu. Il y avait un petit levé que j'avais pas vu directement. Heureusement que YouTube est là pour m'aider des fois parce que je peux pas tout voir. Hein. Quelle heure? Il est déjà 15h. Il est déjà 15h les gars. Non, il y a un petit levier ici.
Ah! One of the blocks is missing. Looks like it was ripped out.
Est-ce qu'on peut dire comment il y a la porte maintenant?
Ah. There must be hundreds of canisters here. This must be how wishes were sent to Grace.
His vessel is associated with empathy processing.
On va rentrer dans le truc. Dans le machin, on va rentrer. Ah, alors peut-être que les trucs... maintenant qu'on a débloqué la boule, peut-être qu'on peut utiliser le verre. Je suis pas sûr, mais on va essayer de le faire.
So Everett was sorting wishes.
The venerated keeper was little more than a common programmer.
One of the blocks is missing. Looks like it was ripped out. I don't suppose Everett crawled in here.
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you wrote that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there. Makes sense.
The space above is the domain of Grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do here?
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the masses back to this place. I have armed the mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will usher in a new golden age.
Alors lui, il peut aller dedans, mais pas moi. Moi, je suis bloqué alors. Non, je vais pas aller. Je vais pas faire ça. Pourquoi je peux pas être dedans en fait? Je peux pas être dedans, c'est bizarre.
Well, it's been over 30 years since I made a wish of my own. It's the same one as
On se débloque
always.
sur petit les gars.
I
Les
wish
petits
you'd come
éléments
back
par
to
petits
us.
éléments.
I'd also like to wish for your forgiveness, Grace. I know the place above is your domain, and we ought not enter. But I've decided going up there is the only way to get you back, and I have to give it a shot. I won't be sending this wish up with all the others. I'm going to leave it here for anyone else who might come along.
Bravo
And if they do
Zico,
manage to
franchement.
bring you back,
Bravo,
they can
bravo
tell you Everett
Zico,
says
t'as
hello.
gagné la partie, c'est bien.
and that he truly believed you were a
Mais même si vous jouez à Stablecast, vous pouvez quand même parler sur ma chaîne, hein, les gars.
So,
T'es ouvert.
Everett had a way into the processor room.
That would have been
Là, je peux y aller,
strictly
par contre, il fallait
forbidden.
hacker le truc.
The room is directly
machine.
above, but I don't detect an obvious way in.
Maybe he wished himself up there?
If that works, I will gladly shut myself down.
Do it, Addie. Make a wish.
Bon, on a quand même pas allumé
As
la
last
lumière,
resort.
mais on a quand même fait ce qu'on pouvait faire.
I don't suppose Everett crawled in here.
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you rolled that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there.
Ah, le jeu,
Makes
il
sense.
bug
The
encore.
space above is the domain of grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do here?
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the masses back to this place. I have armed the mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will usher in a new golden age.
L'âge d'or. Oui. C'est parti.
Well,
Let's go.
I fit.
Now what? You're going to mail yourself?
Maybe.
There's no way to raise this container from inside. Only the switch on the console will raise the container.
Ok.
So this beacon still works.
It worked before, and it will work again.
Salut
You would
Enzo,
call
comment
people
vas-tu?
back to Grace not knowing what Grace is?
Of course not.
La forme Enzo?
Yet the alternative is blasphemy.
Please don't push the button. Don't you want to ride up to find the real Grace?
Mais oui.
I'm here to find Grace. I couldn't.
And yet here we are again.
What exactly would happen if I press this?
The beacon startup sequence allows control to override all Spire functions.
Ah, c'est vrai que depuis j'ai pas joué à
So
Stablecast, il
something
y a
pretty
du monde qui
imbecilic
part.
is likely to
Donc là, il y a quand
happen
même quelques-
if Grace is not
quelques-
restored first.
Never. It will be something wonderful.
So what now? Is there a keeper's manual or something?
You have performed your task admirably, Addie. And I'll make sure that your name is remembered and spoken with reverence. But I have decided to eliminate the position of Keeper.
I'm sorry, what?
It is redundant. The human in the loop limits my ability to help humans. I've removed it from my core programming.
Logic? Mom?
All redundant. All removed.
What are you doing?
I believe you said your suit had a few hours of life support left. I suggest you find somewhere pleasant to spend that time.
Whoa, hold on!
Thank you for your faith in me, Adamari Ito. Goodbye.
Control! Control!
Oula. Elle a écrit d'épilepsie, les gars. Voilà, les amis, fin du jeu. Directement. J'ai dit qu'on allait le finir aujourd'hui. Hein. 108 modes. Oh, c'était un jeu vraiment très tranquille. Hein. Même si parfois c'était très sombre. Et bien on a quand même réussi à le faire. Voilà, phase du jeu terminée. On a fini Bronze Return of the Night hier. On a commencé Return to Castle hier, en double jeu. Et on l'a fini dimanche. Les amis, je pense que je vais cutter le live. On reprend d'ici quelques minutes. Donc, n'en faites pas si le live est coupé. C'est juste qu'il faut que je remette les infos du stream. Que je remette le titre, le logo et tout. Donc, je reviens directement. Donc, si je lance le live, bah, vous pouvez revenir directement. Voilà. Merci beaucoup. En plus, c'était très rapide, hein, le petit générique de fin.
23,917,552 bottles
Il y a toujours un truc en plus.
23,917,552.
J'ai joué à Rise of Thales directement, qui est un peu plus long. Faut que j'installe. Le jeu est déjà installé, mais il faut que j'installe directement le logo, le titre, les infos et je reviens après. Et là on utilisait 8 modes, les gars, 8 modes qui est un peu le jeu, un peu la façon dont tu joues directement. Il y a des modes, des triches et tout ça. Voilà. Petit générique de fin. Voilà, ok. On va désinstaller le jeu, les gars. On va revenir d'ici peu, le temps de mettre le stream, les infos et tout. A tout de suite. On revient. Birad Mike. On revient directement.